And I would love to date that, foreign man.
Yeah, it's okay.
It's okay. We'll see. She's a vet in Thailandism,
Now I feel ugly.
He's gonna make every man in America want to move to Thailand. You can watch that video at the 8-minute and 30-second mark. But I do have a lot of other videos to react to, especially this video.
Dying alone with a bunch of cats. I mean, that sounds like the dream to me.
She's going to prove exactly why a lot of these women are gonna be sad and single with cats. Before we get started, go ahead and hit that like button. Definitely share the video if you know someone that watches these videos. And if this is your first time watching, definitely hit that subscribe button. Let's get to it.
As we all know that our country has so much to offer, and in my province as well, we have so many tourists, incredible tourist destination at first to drop by to my home because we would have the time to share a simple yet sumptuous home-cooked meal prepared by my mama. And I know that through that moment, he will know and experience the much hospitality and how incredible Filipino are. And I think that is the reason why they will not just visit, but they will keep coming back to the Philippines for us Filipina and for our food.
She broadcasting for all the foreign men to come to the Filipinos in order to get a wife. It sounds like to me, American women, the pressure is on you now. What are you going to do to keep those guys from going to another country? Because she just won Beauty Queen of Thailand and she's telling you to come there. Can you imagine what the other girls are saying? Get in the comments to let me know. Is this an invite or is she bluffing?
One thing I really liked, even before we got married, he respects my family as much as he respects me. That's it.
Is there anything else you like about your husband?
Nothing. Look at him. He cares about his reputation a lot. Like, he tries to act cool, but when there's no camera, when there's nobody around, he can be the most crazy person in the world. He always go and do stupid things and make me laugh. Like, there's a lot of times I cry because I laugh too much. Like, my tummy was paining and stuff. Like, he's really funny.
This is a man that's being appreciated for being who he is, and she's liking him for who he is. There isn't no stimulation or standards placed onto this man due to the simple fact she hasn't been brainwashed through Western thinking.
I want you in my bed. In Vietnam, we say, tôi muốn bạn trên giường của tôi. You know, in Vietnam, it is normal for women to cook and clean the house. Yes, Vietnam girls are very loyal to the men.
American women, you got a problem. These Vietnamese women, these Thailand women, they're going out here creating ads for men to come to the country just to marry them in exchange for them cooking, cleaning, and actually being a great helpmate for the man. You're looking for a partner in crime that it doesn't exist and someone to compete with you, spend half, or either take care of your world and give you every fantasy that comes to your head. And at any given moment, you're willing to divorce him. And I'm talking to Western women on that. But now you're in competition with these women who only want to be housewives that are already living with nothing. So it really doesn't take much for them to be happy.
Okay, I am the problem. I went on a date with this guy and he was like, it's getting late. Do you want to come back to my place? And I was like, sure, but I'm not going to sleep with you. Like, that's not happening. And he was like, that's totally fine. Just come over. And I was like, cool.
That's where you're making a mistake here, lady. Every guy wants to sleep with you, especially if you went on a date. When you say, hey, I don't want to go back to your place and do anything, but I'm going to go anyway, it's kind of saying, hey, try harder. That's how a man takes it. This is how guys get wrapped up. It's because women like to have fun, but nowadays you got to be correct and you got to be upfront about everything.
So I go to his place. He respects my wishes. He's so nice. He cuddles me all night. And I'm like, gay? Like, what? And like, I just wanted him to like try, and then for me to be like, no, you know what I mean?
No, we don't know what you mean, because there's a lot of guys out here who are getting charges and that are going to jail for the same thing. If you ask me, you should have gave that man props for being respectful, and that should have made you want him even more, knowing that he respects your wishes. How are you going to say something out of your mouth and then you want the complete opposite? Men used to fall for those gimmicks, but a lot of guys have gotten themselves in trouble and they're learning from other men's mistakes.
I wasn't gonna sleep with him. I feel ugly.
Every girl feels ugly whenever a man is not trying to sleep with them. This is why they enjoy taking their clothes off and showing their butts, because it's the only way that they can feel pretty is if they have control over a man's desires. But the moment a man has controls over his desires, that woman doesn't know how to act.
You know what I think is genuinely so funny? When you try to correct a man's shitty behavior and they're like, you're gonna die alone with a bunch of cats. Like, is that supposed to be a threat?
It's actually a big threat. If you stop and look at the average cat lady, she's very pale, always unhappy, and she stinks.
Dying alone with a bunch of cats, I mean, that sounds like the dream to me.
You ever watch these shows like Hoarderers where they have about 40 cats sitting around the house and then they walk through that house and it just smells like crap? You mean to tell me that's a dream world to you?
Don't threaten me with a good time. You mean I could die alone with a bunch of cats or put up with your shitty behavior for the rest of my life?
Who says that you have to put up with his behavior for the rest of your life? Most guys say that you're going to spend your time alone by how aggressive you are, and they don't see a nurturing side of you, so they know in the future no man is going to want to put up with you. Why? Because every man wants peace. Once a woman looks like she's not peaceful, men automatically assume you're going to be single forever, because the main thing that a man wants is peace. The main thing that a woman wants is hypergamy.
I mean, babe, I'll take the cats, okay? It's just a no-brainer to me. But I do think it's funny because men tend to say the same things like over and over again. Like, do you guys all like kind of like get together and rehearse lines? Because it's just really unoriginal at this point.
Men are just warning other men when it comes to female nature. Due to the fact that women only use her assets and take advantage of weaker men, then it's easier for men to tell other men the basics to catch on quicker. But when it comes to a woman, it's hard for you to teach another woman how to be submissive, because typically most women are mentally, how can I say, ill in a way. They're constantly going through different characters.
I'll just say the same things over and over again. But yes, if you're wondering, I will take the cats.
And most guys would just take a passport.
You should suck that.
Okay, so I know that you're single, but what do you think is the best way for a woman to keep a man?
That's very simple. You should cook for him, clean for him. I mean, when he comes back home, the house has to be clean, the dinner has to be ready. Let me tell you something. Whenever he's home, in the morning, in the evening, or during even the lunchtime, you should suck that.
When Western women hear comments like this, they look at her as a slave. Like all these passport dudes are just looking for a slave at home. What you're not realizing is most of the guys that are passport bros are the ones that are willing to work a job and are willing to be a provider. You do have some lazy dudes out there, but typically lazy dudes aim for ugly women with money, fat chicks with money. They don't aim for women who are looking to be wives who may just be borderline, because there's nothing that that guy can get out of that woman or use her for anything. This is why a lot of passport relationships do last, but you have to keep the woman in her own country. The moment you bring back a foreign woman to America, you can go ahead and void all structure that you created.
Yeah, it's okay.
It's okay. Well, see, she's a vet in Thailandism, you know, so of course she's gonna see this and say, oh, it's okay. I mean, she's seen better beaches than this. She hasn't been to them all, but she has, you know, seen better beaches than this. But this is my first time in a beach in Thailand, so I like it. You know, is it the cleanest? Now, I'm not gonna say it's the cleanest, but I'll say this too. It's not as dirty as what I heard it was.
It looks just like any beach in America, if you ask me. One thing about traveling the world, at some point, all of these beaches look the same. Maybe the color of the water may change depending on the part of the earth, but if you got you a nice, good-looking woman on your arm, it really don't matter where you're at.
At least on this part of the beach. So, you know, maybe they're talking about one of the places over there or over there in the distance, but right here, this part isn't really dirty like that. So I can only imagine what some of these other nearby beaches are looking like. So yeah.
He low-key stunting on everybody, because even though he's showing the beauty of the beach, he's also showing the loyalty to his woman, who is happy to have him in another country. It sounds like the pressure's coming on, ladies.
Do we need men? Do we need men?
No.
Do we need men?
No.
No?
We don't need short men.
Do you need a man?
No.
Do you need a man?
Oh, God.
Do you need a man?
No.
Do we need men?
No.
Why?
No.
Do we need men?
No.
No? Do we need men?
We need men to make us stupid.
Do we need men? Do we need men? Do women need men in this world? Do we need men?
No.
Why?
Because we can be strong, independent women.
Do we need men? Like, not necessarily, but like, if I can look at them, like, we need a man to look at. Do we need men?
No.
No, why?
Nobody needs men.
Really?
We do not need men.
Why not? Why do we need men?
Why would I need men?
So what can you get from someone else that you don't get from a man?
The only thing I can get from a man that I can't get anywhere else is dick.
Okay.
And I don't need dick.
Do we need women?
Yes,
We do. Why?
these women are awesome.
Do we need women?
Of course,
Why?
they're beautiful.
Do we need women?
Women make us feel compassionate and affectionate.
Do we need women?
Of course we do.
Do we need women?
Yes.
Why?
Because they're hot.
And what else?
They're hot.
Do we need women?
I mean, shit, unless they're gay.
Do we need women?
Do we need women?
Yeah.
Yes, who's gonna do my dishes?
I guess we can see the difference between the men and the women. And the reason why women say that is because they're looking at the basics of life. But I tell every woman, for every woman that says, I don't need a man, it will follow them for the rest of their life. And they're going to find themselves spending more money to pay men to be men. What do I mean? That means she's going to pay a lot more money for her car. She's going to pay a lot more money to get it fixed. She's going to pay for a plumber. She's going to pay for a gardener. She's going to pay for a painter. She's going to pay a man to do every aspect of her life when it would have been cheaper to just say, I need a man, humble yourself, and get you one. Women love the short-term happiness for the long-term depression.
I'm gonna give me my baby or not.
I'm trying to put you
I can put my own child in the car. Don't touch my car. Give me my baby so I can do it.
Stop. You're making a big deal in front of
When you give me my baby, you can go. I am grown. Don't touch my car, man.
This is what 90% of baby fathers go through that got their life together. A woman hates handing a child over to a great father because she's afraid that the father would be able to get inside the child's head. So this is why they're reluctant when giving the baby daddy the child, is because they're trying to create anger so the child sees the father mad. So later the mother can say, hey, remember when your father was acting like this? And she looks at her dad in a different way. This is a form of manipulation.
Don't touch my car. Oh, stop.
Now you're upset and jealous.
You still got it on camera? All right. Now, she don't want to give me my baby. I drove up here
You
for 2
pushed
hours,
me.
and she don't want to give me my child.
There's no car seat in
Yes,
there.
it is a car seat in there, man. Car seat right there.
Drove 2 hours to get his kid. The smartest thing that he did was have someone record it, because this plays very well in court.
No. Give me my baby so I can go. You don't need to be in my car. It's a car seat in there.
Her. Now you're
No,
yelling.
I'm not yelling. I want you to give me my child so I can go home.
Screaming at me in
I'm
front
not
of her.
screaming. But I just want my child so I can go home.
There she go, playing victim, trying to act like she's sad and that he's doing something wrong. All of this is to scare the child for manipulation later. This is why a lot of fathers, when the child stays around the mother too long and it starts to brainwash them, it creates a disconnect. Look at 50 Cent and his son. They used to be close. He stayed around his mother too long. Now him and his son doesn't even get along.
Well,
She
get in the
asked me
car.
to put her in.
No, she did not.
Sophia.
Come on, man. I ain't got time to be playing with you. Well, I'm trying to
This
go
is
home.
not a game. It's
Well,
not
give me
that
my
big of
baby
a
so I
deal.
can leave.
All right, now you're making her upset.
You got all this on camera? We will be showing it to the judge when we get my baby.
That's the best thing he did, was record that. It's a shame that nowadays men have to go through loops just to see their child. Both parties need to pay attention to who they sleeping with. That little 15 minutes of fun can turn into a lifetime of aggravation.
Y'all know if I don't do shit else, I'm gonna hop on TikTok and talk my shit. This man of mine, just looked me in my eyes with tears in his and said, so you f***ed him? Sir, you remember when you was in my friend's inbox trying to film? Sir, you remember when you cheated with my friend?
You remember when you was spending nights out? Or the receipts I found for hotel rooms? You remember how strong I was? You remember how strong I was? I need you to be that strong. Wipe your tears, honey. Cause yes, it ain't no fun when the rabbit got the gun.
They cold-blooded and they paying for keeps. If you know you are in a relationship and you doing something wrong and you running all over her, you can best believe she's coming with the get back.
Guy right now that is 48. I just want to know from your perspective, like from a man's perspective, do you think that's a little too old? I want to get married. He wants to get married.
Have you guys been intimate yet?
No.
How long have you been talking?
Just a couple months.
What do you know about him?
I know everything that he's only told me. Is that what you mean?
It means you know
like
nothing.
See? Okay. Yeah.
Is he flying you out there?
Yes.
And he paid for your hotel room and everything?
Mm-hmm.
What do you think is going to happen when you go out there?
We have a plan of like going to some museums. He's got this brunch planned. And something else. I forgot what else he planned.
What happens if you go out there and y'all get intimate and you get pregnant?
And I get pregnant?
Yeah. What happens then?
I get pregnant right now.
You never thought about that? You hadn't thought about that at
No.
all? You're looking around like this because you haven't thought about it.
No, I haven't.
Why haven't you thought about that?
She haven't thought about it because she just wants to have fun. Far as being a baby mother, it's something she thinks she's going to end up doing anyway. This is how most of these women are raised. That even if they get in a committed relationship, they're going to find a way to mess up the relationship just so they can get credit of being a single mom. So when they're out having girls' weekend, getting flown out and just having a good time, to her, that's just sowing her royal oats. When it's all said and done, she is fully prepared to be a single mother.
If that were to happen, then I would just take a plan B because I don't want to be pregnant right this second.
What's going on with you right now that's causing you not to ask these questions? Are you like love struck? What's going on with you?
I don't know. Love struck? No. I don't think.
What would you call it?
I think it's more just.
What is your body telling you to do?
What is my body telling me to
Yeah,
do?
because y'all go by feelings. So what are your feelings, in other words, telling you?
Good. He's very sweet. He's very nice. He's very courteous. He like follows up on things. He seems to be very honest so far. I haven't caught him in anything, but also it's only been a few months.
What did you have planned to verify about him?
What do I plan to verify about him?
Yeah.
I can't watch no more of this. This is the Black Guru on Instagram. He has a lot of videos that are just like this. They are funny and a different type of humor. Go check them out.